Hello everybody, Hyper Mario Sunshine here. And here we are for a retrospective review of Pokemon Sword and Shield. So the DLC, all of it came out, both the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. And I just wanted to give a quick review, look back at my review. And not only a quick look back, but also review the DLC, because the DLC really improved the game a lot. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that they really improved on that fans did not really like, both casual and hardcore fans. So some of the Pokemon were brought back, quite a lot. There's still at least 200 Pokemon missing, but most of the popular ones are definitely back. The only ones I could think of that aren't really, the ones that are super popular that aren't back are like Ampharos, which is a Pokemon I like, but otherwise a lot of Pokemon that weren't really super, well, at least in my opinion. I'm pretty sure there's people that like these Pokemon, but in my opinion, I just don't find them as important as others. So yes, the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra DLCs do improve these games quite a lot. It gives you a lot more to do. Does expand a lot on the lore of Galar as a whole, especially the second part. The first part's more fun. The second part's more interesting because of the lore. The Isle of Armor being probably the more fun to explore kind of place, in my opinion. While this place is a lot more confusing, but also mysterious because you don't know where you're going half the time. This is a place where you could easily get lost, which at first it may seem like a bad thing, but eventually you just like exploring it and looking around the area. This is definitely what the wild area should have more often than not. But yeah, no spoilers for anybody who still hasn't played the DLC, but definitely especially the Crown Tundra, in my opinion, definitely had much more funnier and better written dialogue compared to the Isle of Armor. The Crown Tundra had the better written stuff, but the Isle of Armor definitely still had its moments to shine. Especially both of them had added amazing tracks. Especially, in my opinion, one of my favorites is Master Mustard's theme, and for Crown Tundra, I'd have to say the legendary Dynamax Pokemon that you fight at the end. Those two are easily my favorite tracks in the game. And yeah, they still, the graphics are still quite, but otherwise they really made the experience of going around this huge vast area really a lot better, because I felt like eventually a few months into Sword and Shield without the DLC that it got a little repetitive in the wild area, especially because nothing really updated. But these places really bring in a lot more life into the game, and also the thing that they actually made legendaries important again, which is something that's been missing for a while. Making them appear in these temples or in these caves, rather than them just appearing out of nowhere, or you have to chase them down. I really like that aspect that was missing from previous Pokemon games, where the legendary will literally be right in front of you, or in some cases, because I didn't really get the full experience of Ultra Sun Ultra Moon. I didn't really finish it because I got sidetracked into playing other games at that point as well, especially because the Switch was out in 2017, 2018. Yeah, 2017, yeah. I think that's when Ultra Sun Ultra Moon came out, which I do really love Ultra Sun Ultra Moon. I do heavily prefer Ultra Sun and Moon, but anyways, enough about that. This game also has a lot to do as well. Now, with the DLC, you could really complete it even before you start the game, and you could even get the legendaries before you get any badges, which is pretty broken, but I'm pretty sure people will like to have more of a challenge, even though this game doesn't really have there are some fights where they're just really, really hard. For example, One of the few fights I can think of that is really hard is some of the gym leaders, depending on your Pokemon on your team, because I remember losing to someone before. But otherwise, it's a pretty easy game. But the Dynamax portion is actually the harder part, in my opinion. And especially when you're trying to catch a Pokemon, like, for example, uh, let me think, like a legendary or some Pokemon that has an ability that just makes them a lot more powerful. Is like certain moves are used against them. For example, any of the Ultra Beasts, since Ultra Beasts are back in this game through the Dynamax adventures, they get a lot more powerful when they KO Pokemon, so they become harder to kill because they'll just one-shot you eventually. So I think that's one of my favorite parts, that they made it somewhat more difficult, and I do like the aspect of competitiveness on here because I've built quite a few competitive Pokemon already. Oh my god, that name. Yeah, this is my Hattering book. Anyways, for example, how they give you an item that what's it called? I don't know why my oh yeah, I had to hold one because of the event, but how they give you an item that could change your Pokemon's ability to their hidden ability, which is something I've been really been dying for because I have two Cinderaces now. One has Libero since the beginning, and this one was my starter, and now both are fully built. They're two different kinds of Cinderaces builds though, but otherwise, yeah, I do like how this game makes it very easy to get into competitive, even though competitive itself is still quite of a hard thing to get to in general due to the fact that there's so many variables such as RNG and certain Pokemon teams and which ones synergize with which. But otherwise, I've been enjoying it quite a lot, and obviously I've caught a fair share of shinies as well. And this is something that this game has probably done the most. As you can see, I have my Gardevoir that's shiny. There was actually some exploits. That's why these three over here are all shiny, because apparently if you find the certain den and you just day travel a lot, then you get the shiny den. So there's a lot of stuff like that. And I don't think they even patched it out, but they even made it even easier in the Dynamax adventures. If you have a shiny charm, that's 1 in 100 chance, and since if you catch all 4 Pokemon, that's any of the Pokemon you got all together is a 1 out of 25 chance. So pretty cool if you're into shiny hunting as well. This game makes it pretty easy, depending on the Pokemon or what you're trying to go for. But also, if you want the fairway, it's still fairly easy. Otherwise, the experience has been vastly improved, and I gotta say, this might actually be, if I had to rank the gens, I think 5 is the best, followed by 4, 2 is third, and probably 8 and 7 are in between, but they're both really good. I need to get a full experience of Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. But definitely this game has went from probably being mid at best to being a good high tier, because it's honestly, I think with the DLC, since it's way worth it, because it's not buying a whole separate game and playing from the beginning with a new team and slightly different story. I mean, sure, it would have had a whole bunch of more features, but I feel this actually helped the players who already had established their teams, and not have to start all over again, and have a whole different process, progress to their game, because people already have their teams and whatnot from the other versions, so you don't want to move on from your old friends and pals and whatnot, from your old file and how much time you put into that. So I really do like that they did this, actually, even though it is nice to have a whole new box art legendary and whatnot, and have that whole epicness platinum or emerald or crystal. But in the end, I think this is for the better, and I think Pokemon should be continuing to do this afterwards. But I hope they really do improve on the graphics. I think that's my only problem with Sword and Shield, is that some of the places look amazing and some of them look eh. Best place example is the caves, the small cave areas with the Galar mines. There we go. I just remembered it right now. But those places definitely are some of the best looking places in the game. I just really like the atmosphere as a whole, especially the snowy biomes too. But yeah, I think that's it for my Sword and Shield retrospective and DLC review. I think I'm going to give Sword and Shield a good 9 out of 10. It's definitely not the best Pokemon game, but 9 out of 10 is definitely something most Pokemon games do not get, in my opinion. I think anything after like Sword and Shield is like a 9. Like, for example, if I had to give like Diamond and Pearl, Platinum, like 9.5 out of 10, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, a 10 out of 10, Black 2, White 2, a 10 out of 10, Black and White, 10 out of 10. Because those games are all really good. So this is up there on par with them. But, yeah. Anyways, love my videos, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe to my channel, I really appreciate it. And thank you all for watching my Sword and Shield review, as I said before, and we will see you